Hey guys, welcome to another video. I am in Newport, Oregon. I manifested this trip, which is awesome. And in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about how to successfully manifest that which you desire. Because as Neville beautifully said, to desire means that you have it. So in today's video, I want to break this down because I think, and myself included when I first started, this meant that I needed to affirm, I needed to visualize continuously, I needed to keep doing stuff. And I actually find now that it's something completely different. So Neville uses the quote, "You are who it is that you desire to be. The only reason why you don't see it is your refusal to believe it." And so based upon that statement, fundamentally what I understand is that I am who I desire to be. And so then all that I need to do is remove any refusal to believe it. Now, how do I remove it? Well, you know that if you fight with circumstances, you fight with emotions, you fight with thoughts, this simply just makes it stronger. This seems to add more of it experience in it in your mind and outside of you. So then what do I do? And that answer is I remain as the awareness, the I am, the observer. Because when I am being the observer, I am not identifying with untrue thoughts. I'm not identifying with untrue belief systems. That suggests that I'm not who I desire to be, that I don't have what I desire to have, and naturally, my subconscious mind is purified, and that which I desire is expressed as symbols of the fulfillment that I am abiding as. So why don't affirmations typically work, or why do they add so much stress and force? Well, the answer is, I found, is that the more that I affirm that I am wealthy or I'm the way that I desire to be, in fact, what I'm actually doing is becoming conscious of the opposite being true. Otherwise, think about it. If I was the way I wanted to be, I wouldn't be affirming all day long or fighting with myself all day long if I was this way. So Eckhart Tolle said this so beautifully, is that what I resist will persist, and what I accept, I'll transcend beyond. And I found this to be true. Is when energy and motion comes up in the body, allow the energy and motion to come up. There's no problem with it. The only place that I can suggest that it's a problem is in my mind. If thoughts come up, no problem. Allow the thoughts to come up and pass. And you'll find when you do this without fighting, without fearing, without trying to control, the thoughts will come up and they will pass. So what you end up finding happens then when you don't identify with thoughts or emotions is you naturally flow to what you love. This trip, for instance, I wanted to go to Oregon. I did this 30-day patterning by the CEA Gateway. If you want the link, put a comment down below and I'll post a link for you. It's one of my favorite meditations, honestly. It's really good at putting you into SATS type of state. And I visualized myself here in Oregon with my wife. And 2 days later, my grandma says, "Hey, I want to give you $1,000 so that you can go on a vacation." And here we are, now in Oregon. So it really is that simple. And you find that the only places where we don't manifest that simple is where there's a bunch of affirmations, where there's a bunch of stressing, where there's a bunch of needing. Remember, the point behind a desire is to remind yourself or to remember that your existence is fulfillment, to desires to have. And so once you acknowledge that you are the way you desire to be, then life shows up as reflections of the state of being that you're occupying. Because your state of being is way deeper than the sentences that you say to yourself. But what you will notice is that when you change your state of being, or you remember the fact that your existence means that you're fulfilled, then you will find that your thoughts naturally and automatically suggest that you are the way you want to be. And this is what we're shooting for. Neville talks about the importance of being natural. So then in order for it to be natural, my state of being must be remembering that I am fulfilled for no reason, remaining as this, and then life shows up as representations of the fulfillment that I'm being, which means the business flows, money flows, vacations, loving relationships, your person, everything seems to just flow to you effortlessly. So then this journey isn't a journey of adding anything on, which is I think a misconception is that I have to force myself, I have to control myself, I have to add something on to me because something's wrong with me. That is incorrect. You are absolute perfection. You are absolutely fulfilled now. You are all that you desire to be now. So there's nothing to add on to you. There's simply for you to remember who you are. And who you are is God, having the experience of a lifetime. So then our only job is to not identify with thoughts that should suggest that I am not who I desire to be, or emotions that suggest that I am not who I desire to be. That's it. That's all you do. You purify the mind. And what one could say is that you remain in a place of flow, in a place of awareness, in a meditative state where you abide as fulfillment, bliss, love. Life just gives you symbol after symbol after symbol. Joe Goldstein's had this beautiful thing. He said, if there's ever an issue that you're experiencing, whether in a relationship or otherwise, the issue is never with that thing. That the issue needs to be resolved in your consciousness. So that means that we must drop the condition, or we must remedy it within our own minds, because until we do so, that thing cannot show up the way that we want to. I love y'all. Thanks for watching, guys.